Well, we're on day 3 of our 2-month-long fundraising road trip tour. Thought today we'd change it up. Instead of writing a blog post, we'd try this Facebook Live thing out for a minute. My name is Christopher Udall, CEO, founder of Rebuild for Peace, and I'm going to show you what we've been getting around in. This is a 2004 Ford pickup that I'm using here for this fundraising tour. We got these beautiful magnets, Rebuild for Peace with the logo on them, that were donated to us. Come on back here, I'll show you what we got. We've been living out of this truck the last few days. And you know, when you're living out of a vehicle for 2 months, you don't have all the amenities of life, but it definitely saves a lot of money in hotel fees and other things. We don't want to spend organization money on that. So here, if you come in, we got these cool plug outlets that we put in that was donated to us by an embassy worker in Jordan. You know, we're bringing things from our home in Montana. I got my spurs here. Allison's got her flowers. We got some MREs that we ate for lunch yesterday. I had tuna, meal number 21. It was just as it sounds, tuna. Never travel without Febreze. You know, I'm not advertising for Febreze, but it's important when you're living in a car to make it smell nice. Anyway, you come back here, we got the converted topper living condition, which is classic. Upper floor, this is where I've been living. Allison's been living in the cab there. My bed's not made, so you gotta forgive me for that, but I got a nice painting in the corner, Mother Teresa quote. Let me bring you back there all the way. See if you can see this with the light. Here we go. We're in my bedroom now. Oh, you know what? That's just too dark. Well, I'm sorry, but there is a painting there, and it is a quote from Mother Teresa. It says, do great things, small things with great love. That's the one. Got our coat rack, all my laundry there. Anyway, we'll show you back in here. This is what we store 2 months worth of rations. The British Embassy was kind enough to help us out with these meal plans. Now Allison's a vegetarian, so you can see that a lot of these meals are vegetarian. This one's not. This one here is the V2, which is exciting. And then the Boy Scouts were kind enough to give us a lot of these MRE packs, so we've been saving a lot of money in food, not eating those kind of things. Plenty of water, plenty of camping equipment there.
Do switch orientations.
So that's what we've been living in, and it's a lot of fun. So this is Allison over here. She's the vice president of Rebuild for Peace.
Hello.
And she's the one who planned this whole fundraising trip, made it all happen. So why don't you tell us what we're doing?
So we are going on a 2-month fundraising tour, and we're crossing 7 states. So we started in Montana. We're doing a full circle: Washington, Oregon, California, Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and Idaho, and then back home to Montana. So Rebuild for Peace is going on a 2-month fundraising tour across the western United States. Today's day 3, so right now we're in Seattle, Washington, and what we're doing is we're going place to place, and we're raising funds for our projects in Jordan, working with at-risk youth and refugees in violence-affected areas. So we've recruited different people, volunteers from different states, and they've been setting up events for us. And we've also contacted several different clubs such as Rotary and Lions Club, and we're working to connect with corporate sponsorship so that we can raise our target goal by the end of our trip. We're hoping to raise $10 million for our vocational schools, as that will give us the ability to develop all the programs and all the centers that we hope to do in the country. So day 3, and we have about 60 ahead of us.
So today we just had an awesome event working with local Seattle youth, empowering them to learn ways that they can empower themselves through different skills, anything they wanted to learn. They are actually taking a class on how to make sushi. So we got to participate in that and eat some awesome sushi with them, which was a lot of fun. Got some great donations today. It was a very successful day. Now we're on our way over to my old college friend's house, Derek Kay. If anybody knows Derek Kay, he's the man. So Derek, actually I got a question here. I've never done Facebook. Trevor Knight says, crucial question for Allison. Why an extended cab? Allison, you want to answer that?
Why an extended cab? It's living arrangements, so we have to get comfortable on our road trip, so we do what we gotta do.
Yeah, she lives in the extended cab. I live in the top right. There's a see more button. Did you consider a single cab with a long bed instead? Well, we're not married, so she takes the inside of the truck, I take the outside of the truck. That's how that works.
It's not ideal.
Anyway, let's go visit Derek here, knocking on the door. Oh, there's Derek.
Hi.
People might know him from BYU Hawaii. He was my brother's best friend, and now we're living at his house.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Flip that thing.
So yeah, this is Chris's makeshift bed we got right here. We got Allison in the office over here. This is the workstation right here. My wife Kelly over to our right. Yeah, so we're just going to take you over to the workstation, and I'm going to ask these guys some questions. So maybe, Chris, get us started. What have you been working on today?
Well, today, during the downtime, I've been working on a documentary, more like a promotional commercial that we've been working on here for Rebuild for Peace to kind of educate people and let them know what's been going on in the Middle East, what's been going on with at-risk youth, and the unemployment that is plaguing the region. You know, they say that over 50% of the population in Jordan is youth, and of that, 30% are unemployed. So you have a lot of young kids who are, you know, sitting on their hands. They're bored. They're starting to get frustrated. You know, they're starting to have pockets of recruitment for extremist causes, and that's the kind of thing where we go in. We offer them a vocational path for a career other than these kind of violent extremist type of careers, because at the end of the day we all just really want to feed our families, keep ourselves fed, have some sort of identity, have some sort of trade. So that's what I've been working on today, trying to help people understand what we're all about, why us at Rebuild for Peace are so focused on bridging the skill gap that exists within Jordan, but also that exists globally, and combining it with peace building and conflict resolution trainings as well, so people feel completely empowered and able and competent to be able to create a life for themselves and for their families. So, you know, our slogan is we're building lives, communities, and peace, and we try and do every one of those things with every one of our students, requiring them to do community development projects before they graduate and get certified in a peace-building curriculum. So we're having a lot of fun doing it. It's been a great fundraising tour. We've been met with a lot of very excited people. We've made a lot of great connections. We're only on day 3, and we've gotten a lot of support, especially here in the Seattle area. And you know, we're very grateful for Derek for letting us in his home and letting us stay here. And you know, shout out to my parents wherever they're at for all the support they've given me, and Allie's parents as well. They're really cool. So, anything to add to that?
No, I think you said it all. Today I've just been helping where I can. I've been updating our travel blog that you can access on our website. It's www.rebuildforpeace.org, and just been kind of doing outreach to different corporate sponsors along the route. So, like Chris, I'm sure he said, just if you're along our routes, please support us. Let us know what you can do to help, and we're very, very appreciative of any support that you can give.
Now, let me tell you, this is a fundraising tour. I'm not the best at, you know, asking people for money. I really like educating the people I can, sharing my experiences that I've had in Jordan working with the youth there. But this is a really important cause. It's a huge need in Jordan. It's a huge need everywhere, including in the States. We're looking to expand here in Seattle. we got Derek Cave.
Dustin Hanson says, are you coming to Logan anytime soon?
Of course I'm coming to Logan.
Yeah, we're going to Logan. I can pull up the exact date for you right now.
He's got a sweet futon and cheese curds.
Well,
Can't
I'm
beat that.
a big fan of all of those things. If you would like to help us set up a fundraiser in Logan, that would be ideal. I don't know if we have events planned there, but we're going to be there next month. So let's see what if you're interested and willing to set something up, that would be awesome. But,
So yeah, anybody who's watching, feel free to ask these guys some questions. I'll probably get us started. So prior to Rebuild for Peace, what are some of the experiences you've had abroad, education-wise, working with charities before this?
Well, I was a full-time volunteer representative for my church down in southern Mexico for about 2 years. After that, did an internship in Northern Ireland working with interfaith conflict resolution. Did a study abroad in the Middle East, studying
Dustin wants to know what day next month.
religions and Arabic cultures and all the things in the Middle East. I ended up getting a degree in intercultural conflict resolution from BYU Hawaii. That complements Allison's degree in international economic development. So we're trying to combine those two to help solve the conflicts that are raging the Middle East region and build up their economies. I mean, the idea is that if people have a steady job and stable careers, that they're not going to need to be bothered with all of these extremist recruiters who are offering pennies on the dollar for labor because of the desperate situation. So.
And I volunteered 1 year for AmeriCorps and Triple C, and I just gained a lot of passion for service in that term. And then just recently, I was in Greece helping Yazidi genocide survivors in the north, and so it just helped me have an extra amount of compassion for the refugee crisis. And now seeing it on both sides, I have an even larger perspective of what it really is like. And to answer your question, Dustin, we will be in the Salt Lake Ogden area.
Or Logan, or Ogden.
Yeah, we're going through Logan, but we're going to be in Ogden July 17th and 18th. So if you have anything that you'd like to set up in Logan, we definitely take a day around that time to go through and stop by.
Anyone on our fundraising route, we're going from Montana down the west coast through Washington, Oregon, California, back up through Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Idaho. Anybody in those areas that's listening, if you want to get involved, please help us set up a fundraising event. We can send you the dates. We'd be more than happy to show up and give our presentation. We have some really neat things we brought back with us from Jordan to show the public, and it's a lot of fun. Answer any questions that you'd like to. I mean, the idea of the fundraising tour is we're trying to make money. So if you have any extra cash, expendable cash on you, or give up one sandwich during your week, donate $5. Our website's up at www.rebuildforpeace.org under the Help Rebuild tab. I actually got it pulled up on my iPad here, so it looks like that. Go down here is donate button. You can also do a Venmo. They don't take any percentage of a cut or anything, so or you can write us a check, right out to Rebuild for Peace, and we can get you an address to send that to. And
Raj says, good job, dude.
Raj, you're the man. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
all those good days. But,
Raj did a lot for the McKay Center.
did. What
Started.
was his quote? Something about love?
Raj's quote?
Yeah, he'd always say something about love.
I don't know.
Okay.
Raj, if you're watching, you should tell us what quote you had about love.
Because we always go around and spread love to people and make sure they felt loved, and it was always appreciated by everyone. So.
Raj was a great community builder, too, in the Laie area.
Yeah.
So tell me about working with the communities there. So you want to obviously reach out to as many youth as possible. What kind of connections do you have to make first in the community?
Well, we try and go in locally. So we find the religious leaders, the community leaders, the local government leaders, and the youth. And we get them all together and we ask them, hey, what kind of a skill gap exists in your community? What do you need? we have a community in Tofila. It doesn't have a good place for women to gather and to be together and kind of hang out, and they don't have a salon in the whole town. So we got together and the youth decided they wanted to study cosmetology. We found someone locally in the community who was a great cosmetology instructor, and we hired her, and all of the community leaders and the religious leaders helped select the students and offer this vocational opportunity to them, and now there's a center there, and the students love it, and they're having a lot of fun, and for some of our students, it's the first time they've ever had education in their whole life. You know, it was a neat experience going down there, having Allison there, and the way she connected with the women there, and they did her hair. They did some sort of, was it a French braid or something like that. Did her makeup. It was real something to watch. So that's how we select our students. It's very underneath approach. It's called human-centered design. So we believe that the people who are in the problem and that are facing the problem are the ones who have the solution to it. So our main goal is to go into these communities, do whatever we can to empower them so that way they can empower themselves to overcome the problem. So, you know, we come in as Rebuild for Peace. We offer our curriculums and our trainings, but at the end of the day, our centers are run locally by the community.
Question from Gabriela Radier-Garrity. Are you looking for just money or other materials as well?
Well, pretty much money at the moment, but other materials, if you want to do a tool drive and try and get tools to ship over to you know, Jordan, we could donate tools to youth. I know shipping is very expensive, upwards of, you know, $5,000 to $10,000 to ship one of those containers. So everything is quite expensive. A lot of our overhead is hiring these instructors to teach the students. We do offer the top 3 students in each graduating semester the opportunity to compete for a business plan, the top business model that'll you know, most likely to seed kind of thing. We give them a $1,500 grant, 1,000 JD. It's about $1,500 to start up their own businesses, which is one of the fun things we do. But all of that is financial income. So we are looking primarily on this fundraising tour for funds.
And I know for some people, like myself, you know, you're in school or you have a family, so you're doing something and you can't really commit to donating a lot of money. But we have set up monthly donations, so if you go on our webpage, like right when you get on there, you can click on monthly donations. And that's something that you can do, so just maybe give up one thing, like Chris said, one thing a month, or, you know, maybe just kind of like budget that much for that amount of time, and it would greatly affect what we're able to do. So even if you think you can't do a lot, just doing a little really is deeply appreciated by us.
And if you don't have money, but you have time and you know people who might be able to donate, you can set up some sort of small dinner gala or event. Like I said, again, on this road trip route, we'd be more than happy to swing by and give our presentation and try and get funds that way. We do enjoy giving these presentations. We've met a lot of great people. We've met a lot of supporters of what we're doing, and not all of them give us money, but support is good for us, and media coverage and whatever else, it all helps. So you can donate time in that way.
So what are some of the challenges of being a young nonprofit starting up, besides money?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is I'm getting older, you know, losing my hair a little bit, slowing down, you know. No, I haven't really run into any big challenges that were age-based. Most people are very supportive of what we're doing, so in a lot of ways it's an advantage because we do have more time to dedicate to these kind of things and to make them work, and we have less to lose, and it's really been to our advantage to be doing this at the time we're doing it in life. So
we both have a lot of enthusiasm and energy to give to this project because of that, of where we are in life right now. We're just really excited to apply our studies to benefit those in this crisis.
Very cool. What are some of your plans going forward for Rebuild for Peace after this fundraiser?
Well, after this fundraiser, after the fundraising tour, I'll be doing some more fundraising out in Hawaii. I really lucked out with a standby flight list from one of our donors there. And after that, I'll be back to Jordan. Keep setting up the curriculums, the structures, getting everything set up. We have someone there locally, a local Jordanian named Islam, and we are training him to be the Jordanian country director. Now in December, if everything goes how we're hoping to and how we're working our tails off to get there, we're hoping to expand to a second country. Well, technically a third country. We already have some smaller ongoing projects here in the States. But we're looking to expand to Myanmar in 2018. And we're just going to keep going. You know, Myanmar, do the same thing, copy-paste, provide vocational education to at-risk youth, combine it with peace building. Head on over to, you know, maybe Sudan, maybe Nepal, Mexico. Work with at-risk youth everywhere we go, everywhere there's a need, and we're looking to make this global. The goal is in 5 years to have 5 countries served by Rebuild for Peace, and that's why we're out here fundraising. Now, vocational education is very expensive. Tools are expensive, instructors are expensive. That's why we're really hitting the road running, trying to drum up all these funds that we need, and we're trying to make corporate sponsorships with Intel and Boeing and Microsoft and anyone else who will listen to us. And if you all know any connections that we might not be aware of, we'd love to hear about them. So we want to get everyone involved in this as we can. It's a team effort, like the Lions Club members last night. We presented to them. They went around and they all signed. Let me just get it for you. Yeah.
No, it's not in your bag. It's in my bag.
Oh, it's in your bag.
All right, any burning questions for Allison? Anybody that's watching? This is Allison Dixon. Gonzalez Christie, saludos el der. Oh, someone from Chris's
from his
mission.
Yeah.
Says
Saludos.
Christy Gonzalez says saludos.
Saludos. ¿Cómo está?
What we got here?
So this is what the Lions Club gave us. They went around and they signed this baseball. And what he told us in the end was we're all on the same team. So that's how I view this organization, Rebuild for Peace. It's not my organization. It's not Ali's organization. It's nobody's organization. We're all on the same team here. We're all trying to help refugees. We're all trying to help people become self-reliant, independent, have these sense of identity and a decent life for themselves. And you know, that's a team effort. So we need all the help we can get. So please, comments, any type of advice, any.
Okay, Gabriela Radio Garrity. Hey Chris, this is Dan. In the future, what kind of people are you looking to have as part of your nonprofit?
Dan, let me just say, first of all, you're the man, because so many good memories with you. He's an old college roommate. And I hope you know that your lucky dice that you gave me before I left Hawaii is in my truck console this whole fundraising tour. So I haven't forgotten about that. And the tie that I present and everything in is the tie that you gave me. With that said, to answer your question, which I'm forgetting what your question was now that I
Was in the future, what kind of people are you looking for to have as part of your nonprofit?
People with passion, people who believe in the mission, people who want to make a difference, people who have the skills to help run a nonprofit, Excel spreadsheets. We're looking for people who have skills in training, things like trauma-sensitive therapy or trauma-sensitive counseling. We need a lot of that over there, and they don't provide that, so that's something that we need to bring with us. I mean, general business skills as well are useful, but media event coordinating skills, just people who have the drive, who have the passion, and have something that they know can benefit the organization. Those are the people that we look for to have on board with Rebuild for Peace. So, Dan, you'd be more than welcome with the skill set that you have. But at this point, we don't have money to hire any employees. That's why we're fundraising.
So what types of things can volunteers do to help the cause?
Volunteers, right now we're really looking to get fundraising events set up throughout this fundraising route. We still have a lot of time. I mean, ideally we could do one fundraiser every single hour, every day, and that would be awesome. We're more than happy to give this presentation.
We were excited to do as many presentations as we can while we're on the road. And additionally, afterwards, if you have something that you want to set up later in the fall, perhaps when school's in session or anything. But I think sometimes people think of fundraising events and they get intimidated. Rightly so. It's just a lot of preparation and a lot of having to reach out to the community. But what I found is really all it takes is you just determining what your talents are and your skill set, and just thinking of like what resources you have on hand. So, if, for example, my community in Kalispell, we're organizing a fun run because we think that the community would be interested in that when we get back.
Sarani Rubalcava says, "Hey guys."
Okay.
Hey Ronnie.
Hey, how are you? So, like I was saying, just anything that you have to offer that can be turned into a fundraising event. For example, we're going to California, and a relative, they're doing a play, and so they're turning it into a benefit play for us so that we can present, and that people can come in and donate as they come. So anything that you could do.
Avery Folkman says, "Keep up the good word." Lots of exclamation marks.
Avery, we'll be back in Montana soon, in 2 months anyway.
So, do you guys believe that peace is possible in the Middle East?
Now that's a great question. There's a lot of religious beliefs that would say no.
Hold on. And Allie West says, "Please remind Allison that I need her email for a Rotary presentation."
Okay.
So that's Allie West.
Yeah, so peace possible in the Middle East, it certainly is a gloomy situation. And there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of violence, but the way I look at peace is like Gandhi said, peace is not the absence of conflict, but the ability to cope with it. The way we create peace in the Middle East here at Rebuild for Peace is we provide people an opportunity to learn how to cope with the conflict that they've seen, the conflict that has affected their lives, the conflict that has caused them to flee into countries to claim refugee status. We try and help them create an identity when their identity's been taken from them, to build a community when there was none, through these vocational trainings. It's not so much about the vocational training as it is about building up the lives of these young men and women who attend our schools, to empower them to be able to empower themselves. So is peace possible in the Middle East? Absolutely. I think it is. I think peace is something that happens individually, it happens in your family, and it happens in your community. And all of that is possible. Regardless of what governments decide to do, you can choose to and learn how to have a peaceful life even in the midst of conflict.
Yeah, I think it comes with believing in one person.
Jessica Mayanin says,
Is it in Spanish?
yes.
Saludos desde Villahermosa y abra el pozol, jeje. Me encanta el pozol. Quiero irme a Tabasco otra vez. Ya todavía soy tabasqueño de mi corazón.
Nice. Have you learned, what kind of things, culture-wise and language-wise, have you learned from Jordan and the Middle East?
You want to answer that question?
I wasn't there as long as Chris was. I was there just about 2 months. We recently got back into the States. I learned so many things just from being abroad and working with the refugee populations. I think the thing I learned the most is that we're all the same. It doesn't matter where you're from, what your last name is, what you eat every night at the dinner table. It's just that we all have similar needs and we all care about somebody. And so it's just finding those commonalities and working with them. And another thing I learned is just that you can touch somebody's heart no matter where you are in the world, because so many people have touched mine. And I learned so many lessons in the Middle East that I couldn't have learned otherwise, just because of the people I met.
I can't add much to that. I agree with what she said. People, some of the most hospitable people I've ever met. I think they've taught me a lot about giving, caring about others, and you know, they've helped me see the world in new ways. So,
Scott Fisher says, proud of you, man.
Scott Fisher, you're the man. I'm proud of you too.
Maybe for those who have joined us more recently, why don't you tell us what you're doing right now?
We're on day 3 of a 2-month-long fundraising road trip throughout the western United States, trying to raise $10 million to help refugees and at-risk youth have identities, have vocations, have economic stability to provide them another opportunity to a successful life other than joining in these extremist causes that offer them money. Right now, normally we're living out of the truck. We've converted it into a nice kind of camping situation to save money. And but today we're staying in the home of Derek Kay, and he's helping us with his Facebook live feed. So I'm really grateful for that.
So tell us about the camper. If you're doing this fundraising tour, why don't you staying in nicer places or taking care of yourself?
Well, the reason why we're sleeping in a camper, and if you've read our blog posts, you know, bathing in the river and all those things, is because every donation cent, every penny, we want to go to these refugee youth. We want to help them build up a better life, and you know, they've been living in poor living conditions, and we don't need any of the fancy thrills trying to help them build up their lives. That's the idea.
So Gabriela Rodriguez, I don't know if this is Dan again, but it says there's so many mixed feelings about the Middle East. What can you say to inspire those with negative feelings and help them open their minds and hearts?
That is a great question. I think what it comes down to is families. You know, we're talking about husbands, we're talking about wives, we're talking about mothers and fathers and children. And regardless of any type of religious bias or political affiliation or any sort of cause, the human nature to be in a family, to take care of your children, to have love in your life, that's a basic human function. It's a basic human trait, and I think that's something to fight for regardless of borders or cultures or religions. So it's
And
people and families.
We wanna fight for the youth. So we really want to take those people who really want to invest in their futures and help them have opportunities to become peace builders and to recognize all of their opportunities. So we want to really just invest in the lives of youth and make sure that we can allow them opportunities to feel empowered, and that just, you know, across the board, wherever you are in the world. I think if we invest in the lives of youth, we're also working to reshape our future.
Sorauni Rubalcava says, hey, send me some more info on this. Maybe the company I work for can help.
I'll send you some info right away, Sarani. We actually ought to wrap things up here pretty quick. We got to get back to work and have a long night of planning ahead of us. So,
any last questions for any live viewers? We're going to give them about 30 seconds more. Maybe just give us a sign off.
30 seconds of me dancing. I mean, what do you want me to do for 30 seconds?
Just say goodbye. I don't think.
Anyway, you know, I really appreciate everyone who's watched this. We're going to put it up on our blog here tonight, so you can catch that on our website at www.rebuildforpeace.org. I just want to encourage everyone who's out there listening, everyone who's going to see this, that you know, peace is possible. And I think it's something that it's not something that we should work for. It's not something we ought to work for, but it's something that is absolutely essential for every single one of us as participants on this earth to work for, to fight for, and to sacrifice for. And right now we're asking you to sacrifice a little bit of your money to help us create peace here in the Middle East. You can donate at www.rebuildforpeace.org under the Help Rebuild tab. That money goes to help refugee youth regain identities, confidence, hope through vocational training and peace-building certification. So if you have any questions, you know, probably could be answered on the website, but feel free to shoot me a message and we'll get an answer to you.
Okay, a lot of people just saying things. Good night, stay safe, thank you, love you, believe in all you stand for.
Okay.
Good night.
All right.
Should we give them our emails?
All right.